Oh. Hello again. It's me, and welcome to THC Public Access TV, where we're going to talk about cannabis and all the rest of it. Today, Barnaby, that was intentional.
It wasn't. Just relax.
Don't get mad at me because someone ate your lunch. It wasn't me.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was you.
How dare you! Two-faced, slanderer, backbiting. I had to box your ears. And if it's okay with you, Your Majesty, I'd like to go to a call. Pissing me off. Okay, talking about cannabis. Lines are open. First caller.
Hi. So I smoke cannabis like almost every day.
Hell yeah. That's tight. We should kick it later if I could get your fax number.
Wait, hold on. I smoke a lot, but I had my first edible yesterday and it was a completely different experience. I didn't like it. It was too much. My friend took them with me and she barely got a buzz. What's up with that?
Great question. You better get ready, because this answer is gonna... Ah! Let's look at what causes the high when someone is consuming cannabis. Of course, that's tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. The good stuff. But the cannabis bud itself contains a high amount of THC's precursor, which is tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA. And THCA does not cause a high. It can't really do much for you on its own, but we can change that. Like a good plate of nachos, it becomes activated when you add a little bit of heat. Teaspoon of ranch dressing. Drop the dollop, I'm sweating. When we add heat above 104 degrees Celsius or 220 degrees Fahrenheit, THCA changes into delta-9 THC and then becomes active and highly intoxicating. Changing THCA to delta-9 THC is what we call decarboxylation. In the heating process, one molecule of THCA will lose a combination of carbon and oxygen molecules to become active. And the most common way people will decarboxylate THCA is through smoking. As you inhale, the new delta-9 THC will be absorbed through your lungs and then get into your bloodstream and then into your brain, causing the effects. And then you'll be chilling like me on a Saturday night next to my fax machine. But another way to decarb THCA is through heating it while cooking. And this is how we make edibles. Because THCA is fat soluble, many people will use butter or oil, mix it with their bud at a certain temperature, and then you will have an infused oil. What can you do with this oil? Well, there are many popular options such as cookies, chocolates, gummies, olive loaf, candy, olive loaf, and all of these will have the activated delta-9 inside. So, question, what happens if you put the activated delta-9 back in your body by mouth? Well, there's this principle that's called first pass metabolism. To simplify it, it's pretty much that anything you put in your mouth, your liver will get first dibs. Your liver is like your body's filter. Things that are harmful and even things that are harmless, your liver will transform it into something else so it can be peed out. That effect costs us $35,000. So what does delta-9 transform into? Something 3 to 7 times more psychoactive than before. And that happy little molecule is called 11-hydroxy-THC. Yeah, well, why is it 3 to 7 times more strong and why does it feel like a different chemical? Good question. It feels like a different chemical because it is a different chemical. Compared to delta-9 in the bloodstream when you smoke, 11-hydroxy-THC in the bloodstream when you eat an edible is more likely to cross over the blood-brain barrier and saturate those receptors in your brain that cause a high. So you get a much different feeling, much different, more pronounced high, and you stay up there for longer. So this is like an absolute win, right? Hold on. The problem with edibles is that there is a delayed reaction. Smoking THC generally will have its effects within 5 to 10 minutes, but if you consume an edible by mouth, you could expect the effects within an hour to an hour and a half. So we have a product that causes a much stronger high, it takes longer to kick in, and you stay higher for longer. Oh my. So let's think about a common scenario. Someone does not know these parameters. They take one dose. Hey folks, At this point during the recording, I was about to sneeze, and it's very undignified, so I'm going to stop it and give a little public service announcement. Remember, always start with the lowest possible dose with edibles. This is usually about 2.5 milligrams, and then increase it from there. Edibles are very, very unpredictable, and it's best to err on the side of caution. Thank you. You know what? Let's do the sneeze. Roll the sneeze. Someone does not know these parameters. They take one dose of a cannabis edible, expect it to kick in right away, so they take another one, and another one, and they assume it's not working. And fast forward the clock, and they're dysphoric. The terrible feeling of feeling too impaired. And to complicate things further, there is a flip side to this. There are certain people, and it's often based on genetics, who don't have a response to edible products at all. The enzyme the liver makes are strongly determined by things like age, body size, genetics, and medical history. So edibles are not going to work the same for everyone. It makes them very unpredictable. It is a wild card. So my advice is to use the smallest dose possible, increase it slowly, and then find out what your tolerance is. A little bit could go a long way, or a lot could do nothing. Also, it's a good thing to not mix this with alcohol. You don't want to complicate the way your liver works any more than you should. So try to avoid alcohol when you're using edibles. I'm not your boss, but you really should. Oh, well, no diet Zimas for me, apparently. A lot of people want to brag about their tolerance for edibles, but don't go down that route. Start at the lowest dose and then increase it. And when you have a safe and enjoyable experience, you can thank me later with the facts. Num. Okay, so we have THCA in the bud. It gets converted to delta-9 THC with decarboxylation. But if we were to decarboxylate it and then eat it afterwards, in converting it over, there is a delayed reaction, but the molecule is 3 to 7 times stronger than delta-9 would have been. The liver's conversion of delta-9 THC to 11-hydroxy-THC happens through first-pass metabolism. This delayed reaction will have you feeling the effects 60 to 90 minutes after you consume it, and some people can stay up there for 6 to 8 hours, so you have to be very careful. And everyone is a little bit different, so there's some people who don't feel edibles at all. Some people feel them too much, some people feel them too little. So how do you approach them? Start at a low dose and then increase it slowly until you find your tolerance. Well, caller, I hope that answers your question. Also, seeing how we're going to kick it later, what type of edibles were you using when you had your experience?
They're called 420 edibles. They're really good. I sent a pack to your producer Barnaby to try.
Okay, thank you for watching THC Public Access TV. We'll see you.